He said no to Bayern, no to Real Madrid, no to Chelsea, no to Arsenal, every single club chasing him. And now Nico Williams is choosing Barcelona, even if it means taking a significantly lower salary. And Bayern was offering him a huge salary. This is huge. Barcelona is finally about to get a left winger they've been desperately searching for since Neymar left in 2017. I didn't think this was real. I didn't think this was going to happen. I honestly thought, and I think most of us thought, that Luis Diaz was the main priority. And again, we were going to overspend in the transfer market for a player that just wasn't worth that kind of money. But this changes everything. So in this video, we're breaking down specifically what just happened with Nico Williams, his decision, what this means for Barcelona, what Fabrizio Romano just confirmed for us, and what they're going to look like under Hansi Flick with the addition of Nico Williams. If you guys are as hyped as I am and want to support the channel, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'm super interested to hear what you guys have to say, so comment your thoughts and opinions down below, because I can't wait to see what Barcelona looks like with the addition of Nico Williams. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. Now let's get into all the specifics about Nico Williams to Barcelona. So in this video, we're going to break down what was just confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. I'm going to go over that in just a second, and then we're going to do Barcelona's plan to actually sign and register Jean Garcia, Nico Williams, and then how this changes the tactics, formations, and also how other players like Gavi and Fermin Lopez will fare under Barcelona and what their playing time will look like with the addition of Nico Williams. So we'll get into Fabrizio first. Nico Williams. He just posted this earlier this morning on Twitter. Nico Williams and Barca have agreed to personal terms on a 6-year deal, agreement sealed on player's contract until June 2031, with the salary in the region of 7 to 8 million euros net per season, which is crazy because Bayern was going to offer him like 15 to 20 million, and Chelsea somehow has unlimited funds, and they wanted to spend a lot as well. Arsenal's willing to deal as well, so this is great. But then he also stated Barca is currently working on financial terms to get the deal done with Athletic. Now I want to pull up this as well. So this is Barcelona's plan to register Jean Garcia and Nico Williams by selling the following players. And these players are Ansu Fati, Pau Victor, Pablo Torre, Iñaki Peña, Christensen, Romeu, and Ter Stegen. I'm on board with all those except Christensen. I don't want to make this video about Christensen, but I just think squad depth. He is a good defender. Hell, we even saw him the year before play really well as a holding midfielder when we needed him to. We won't need him to do that this year with Gavi and Casado and Pedri, Frankie, and Bernal, but it's nice to know you would have options. I don't like that, so I hope that's not included. I would like to keep Christensen. Now, getting into the fun stuff, what does Nico Williams to Barcelona actually open up, and what does it change? Well, first and foremost, we all know exactly what it does. It takes so much pressure off of our boy Lamine Yamal. I don't care if he's the best in the world. I don't care if it was Lionel Messi at his peak. I don't care if you are the greatest god of all time. He's 17. And regardless of his age, it's too much to ask of a single player to carry the attack and to carry the team like in the Inter Milan matches, on the biggest stage in the world in the Champions League semifinal. It's not fair to him. And it's not fair to the team to have to rely on a player to keep doing that and trying to create every single opportunity because Raphinha struggled. Now this opens up the entire left side of the pitch. Teams will not know how to defend. Lamine Yamal is getting 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 players are shadowing that side of the pitch just because Lamine Yamal is there. Now they cannot do that, because Nico Williams can be just as dangerous as Lamine Yamal. He might even be a little quicker and faster running long distances than Lamine Yamal. You're also going to have Balde and Nico on the left-hand side. I mean, bro, that is going to be so much fun to watch. I mean, that's going to be just as good as Koundé and Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side. That's insane because Balde is better than Koundé on the attack, and he's faster. This is insane. I honestly, I can't believe this might actually happen. The only concern I have is, what does this change for the rest of the team? And I think Raphinha, he's been disrespected immensely the last few weeks, and the PSG recency bias is insane, okay? They haven't had, their whole season wasn't phenomenal. They were really good from, March and on. They didn't start getting relevant till, April. And now Raphinha, who was arguably the most consistent player all season, who scored so many world-class goals, hat-trick against Bayern, scored against Real Madrid, scored against Inter Milan, scored against Benfica and Dortmund. He was world-class. He, in my opinion, should actually have a chance to win the Ballon d'Or. He should still be one of the favorites. They're not going to bring in Nico and not have a plan for Raphinha. So I think originally I was concerned that where is he going to play? you know that Flick has a plan for our boy. I'm not concerned about playing time for Raphinha. I'm concerned that if it's the number 10 position, I want to get into why this concerns me a little bit. I think he'd do well. He's going to have to learn to adapt consistently if they have him playing your generic number 10. If it's how Muller played with Lewandowski at Bayern, where it's almost like a second striker, he's right underneath him, I think it changes things a little bit. But ultimately, Dani Olmo, I don't understand the disrespect he gets. You can't, to an extent, you really can't control your injuries. And I think dealing with what Olmo had to this season with the constant not playing because of the registration issues, he missed time in the middle of the season. He had a couple injuries, some illnesses that set him back. The hate he's getting is a little ridiculous. Dani Olmo is world class. I don't know if people don't get that. He's world class, especially when he's consistent, he's playing a lot. He is arguably one of the best 10s in the world. He's super consistent. We saw he was one of the best players in the world when he was in the Euro this past summer. He unlocks so much for Barcelona's attack, and we saw so many times this season him starting counterattacks and how he unlocks the defense and plays through balls, and he's so good in tight spaces. He can score. He's great at that tiki-taka style of play. Raphinha will not be like that. I'm just letting you guys know. He's going to be great in his own way. But if you want Raphinha to be good in tight spaces, to be able to control the ball and play tiki-taka and get in and out and turn and be really good and quick on the ball, he's not that player. We saw that on the left-hand side. So my concerns are, if Olmo and Raphinha are both playing really well, what happens? Because Nico's not coming to Barca to sit on the bench. Yes, you have squad depth, but if we're in a zone, if we're in a groove and it's consistent and Nico and Lamine and Olmo and Raphinha and everyone's playing really well, who starts? Because Dani Olmo is a natural 10, Raphinha is not. And we all know they're not bringing Lewandowski back to sit on the bench. And you know damn well Robert Lewandowski's arrogance and his ego is not sitting on the bench and wants to sit and not start for a majority of the matches. So this is why I want to hear what you guys have to say. Because I don't know how Raphinha and Olmo are going to get really, really comfortable playing consistently if they're going to keep rotating. Because Olmo is world class, and if he's consistent health-wise, he should be playing. And then this is why I brought up the concept the other day in the video. I just wanted to talk about it, was Gavi and Fermin. Is now you have Gavi, who is behind either Pedri or Frankie, and then you have Casado and Bernal, which I would still, with his experience, people forget how world-class Gavi is. Before his injury, that season, Barcelona, like when they beat Real Madrid in the Super Cup, it was like Benzema's last year, they beat him like 3-1. He was like the reason they won that match. He was ridiculous. He was one of their best players all season when they won La Liga with Xavi a couple years ago. He's a class player. He gives an energy and a defensive work rate and a passion that nobody else on the pitch besides Raphinha gives. He's going to play a lot more this season. I don't know how much with Bernal and Casado, but with Fermin it makes it even more interesting because I don't think he's world class. He's a good player, but he's at least number 3 on that depth chart. So he might even play less than last season because last season he was really only fighting for playing time with Dani Olmo. Now he's fighting for Raphinha and Olmo. So this makes it a lot more interesting, which is why would you not consider selling a player and turning a 70, 80 million euro profit for a player that doesn't play much? It's madness to not even consider it because everyone gets too hung up on, oh, well, he's good. Everyone at Barcelona is good. Get over it. Like, you could have made 100+ million on Ansu Fati. Now you're lucky to get 10. Again, I don't want this to come out like, let's just sell Fermin, but this is more or less just the concept of the club that just they refuse to sell players, and there's this weird fixation on these players. When they're not even world class, you could turn a huge profit. There's 10 other players you could replace Fermin Lopez with down the line that you could end up trying to find. So I just don't understand why some people are so reluctant to not even consider selling him. And if you wanted to sell Olmo at his best is definitely better than Fermin, and you're not going to get a price tag nowhere near Fermin Lopez. So I just didn't understand that. So I think this just changes things a little bit with Olmo, with Raphinha, with Gavi. Maybe not as much Gavi because he's not going to play the 10 as much, but with Fermin, does this change anything? Does Fermin Lopez get a lot less playing time this season? So with the addition of Nico, does Fermin get a lot less playing time this season. Where do you see Gavi fitting into the squad? Do you think he'll play more this season? And Lewandowski, what are your thoughts about him? And do you think Flick will starting Ferran Torres or even Raphinha as the number 9? Because maybe they want to have Olmo and Raphinha, Lamine Yamal, and Nico on the pitch at the same time. Let me know what you guys have to say about this. Despite the few concerns I have, ultimately, this is a perfect signing. They needed this. It's long term. He's 22. Him and Lamine Yamal could be cooking for 10 years together. This is insane. I can't wait to see the actual signing. It probably won't be for another week or two because I think the window opens again July 1st. So we'll stay tuned and wait for the official announcement. But nonetheless, this looks like it's pretty set in stone. Let me know your thoughts about this down below. If you guys stayed till the end, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to drop a like and or subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.